Well, good morning. Good morning, or wherever this live finds you. It is unseasonably warm here in North Kingstown, Rhode Island. The last 2 days, we've been walking around in a t-shirt. It's crazy. What an amazing week! All right, it has been 1 week, and it's been a whirlwind week. I've shared a few things. I've shared some insights into that first week of being back, the emotional kind of rubber band effect of just being back and being back after the journey of the book, and I think um, yeah, just stepping foot back into home, back onto the land that formed many of us, for my friends out here. And you know I, I I do a lot of podcasting, and I always talk about writing a book, and I always talk about, I feel like everyone should write a book. Doesn't mean everyone has to get their own book published, but there is something magical that comes from just putting your life down on paper, specifically your childhood. There's so much to be learned from that. It doesn't have to see anyone else's eyes. And there's magic in that creative process of just going back in time. Because let's face it, a lot of us are long in the tooth, and we've been around. We forget things, and this creative alchemy of writing is magical. It opens up doorways to lost memories, to some amazing life experiences that uh, we forgot, and by in doing so, reminds us of how much we've actually lived. And I think that's another emotional part for me, is coming back here and being like, "Fuck, I've lived. Yeah, I've done some dumbass things in my life, as we all have. Yet I have lived. You step out of that record groove of, you go through life and it gets to be mundane, and you wake up, you punch your clock, you do your thing, you go to sleep, it's wake up and repeat. And I think writing has also showed me that uh, actually it hasn't been that. It's been a beautiful symphony. So look for those symphonic moments, as I say. Right, there's the crescendos, there's the lull, there's the suite, there's the intro and the outro, and all these things that comprise one's life. So I don't know. I just went on this total tangent ramble there, but I just kind of just downloading what's coming to me. Anyway, it's been an emotional week. I've kind of come out the other side a little bit. I was struggling, as I shared with you at the beginning of last week. There were some heavy days, and now I've come out the other side, and really just embracing the beauty that is all around us. This place is magical, and I've lived 15 years in a magical place in Vancouver. Vancouver's gorgeous in its own right, for sure. Uh, and yet, there's something still different about the East Coast. My partner Tanya was talking about, it's steeped in tradition. There's age here, and there's tradition. There's architecture. There's old world, and I think, to me, old world is a direct connection, a conduit to history, and that's romance. And whether having dinner at the White Horse Tavern, which is the oldest tavern in the states, you know, um, and you walk in there and you just feel the romance of your surroundings. You take a walk on the cliff walk, and you walk by the mansions in Newport, and you know that these lavish things were a throwback to time, where people, you walk in, and people had art on the wall the size of a side of a house, and really extravagant, yet still romantic. And I while I love Vancouver, and all my Vancouver people don't hate me for saying this, but there's so much more just rich romance here in every visual cue that we have. And yesterday just walking through the streets of Wickford again, and the houses and the people, and it was just, I don't know, it's just magical. So I know I'm on a nostalgic trip. This is week 1 of 5. So settling into the lane, here we go. Today's one more little adventure play date for us. We're going to head. We're either heading to Plymouth, Mass, where the Pilgrims landed in the Mayflower and so forth, or we're going to head to Mystic Seaport. It's one of the two. It's a flip of the coin, to be determined shortly, because we're going to be leaving shortly. And then tomorrow, it's really hitting the ground running. Tomorrow starts off a week of meetings, radio interview. Some outreaches for the books. I got some intimate keynotes design and setting up this Thursday. So Thursday, November 10th. Just a reminder, I will be at the Oak Hill Tavern. Yeah, Oak Hill Tavern off Antiquatucket from 5 to 7:30. I'll be delivering books for those of you that ordered books. I'll be signing books. People that want books can get it from me. I'll have books there. So that's going to be my first of many. I got some Barnes and Nobles. You'll start to see some stuff on my social media about a few of the Barnes and Nobles coming up over the course of the month. So stay tuned on that. And again, just a shout out to everyone that's been supportive on this journey. Some friends, close friends, some friends that I haven't called friends in 30 years or haven't seen in 30 years, but we are bound by the brotherhood of high school or rowing or Rhode Island, for fuck's sake, it's there. So the book is a series of conversations, a series of relationships rather. And, this is my open door to all of you that I've been reaching out. Let's get together. Let's just meet for coffee. Let's chat. Of course, I'd love to have you all come to some of these events, and of course we can catch up there too and have some fun. So, God, it's just great to be back here. Fall, Sunday morning. I've never seen so many leaves in a long time. I mean, I think the last time I truly was in Rhode Island for the fall was probably 20 years ago, truthfully. So, we get some foliage in Vancouver and we get a few leaves, but not, I forgot what it's like. And it's beautiful, especially with this fall wind and you're driving, the leaves are just falling down. It's a composition for sure. Anyway, that is my little Sunday morning convo to all of you. Just a gentle reminder to all of us, to many of you, that there is beauty all around us. I know it. Sometimes when we are in our own picture frame, we can't see the picture. And for all you Rhode Islanders that have been here for a long time, your picture's fucking gorgeous. So acknowledge that and acknowledge the magical place that we all get to call home. So it's great to be back. Looking forward to connecting. So yes, last thing, connection, gang. Yes, I have a lot of irons in the fire. Yes, I'm a man on a mission with a boy next to me on a mission. And again, this is my call out to you. For anyone out there, this is about establishing contacts. It's not like I'm here for 5 weeks and not coming back. This is about, with the work I do in the world as a business coach, business development coach, business strategist, personal executive coach, so life coaching. That's how I make my bread and butter. Let's connect. You got businesses you need some help on. You want some insight. You want someone to bounce something off of. That's in my wheelhouse, right? So this is about establishing those contacts. Reach out to me. I'd be more than willing to come into your business, as I do in the West Coast. I go into businesses I do team leadership, conscious leadership training for some of the management team. I go in, I do a kick-ass keynote presentation about team dynamics and bringing your inner child into the work environment. So, you know, that's a big piece of what I do in the world. So, I'd love to get more roots here in Rhode Island, so that I got East and West Coast working and firing, so I can flip flop back and forth. Yeah, because I know I'll be back probably maybe springtime, um, before I head to LA. So kind of redoing some of the tour again. But you know, this is not my one-stop shop and done. So anyway, mad love to you. Plymouth Plantation or Mystic Seaport, stay tuned. And mad love to y'all. All right, Thursday, November 10th, Oak Hill Tavern. Join me.